Alright, y'all. I am in here in Walmart trying to get a few items, and I'm gonna go to another section of the store. I'm gonna show you what I found to be just insane. All right, y'all see this stuff here? All this stuff for celebration of Valentine's Day. I'll show you these shells. Look at this. We're getting ready for Easter now. Getting ready for Easter. Absurd. Alright, so we got a few more hours before this pagan day is over and done with. But unfortunately, the damage has already been done for our people. Because somewhere, you have a man, and women too, but mostly men. And to be honest with you, men don't really care for this day. But because they have a woman at home somewhere who done somehow guilt tripped him into thinking that if he doesn't come home with candy and flowers and big teddy bears and take them out on expensive dates, then they don't love him. That's a bunch of hogwash. And if your relationship is based on what that person do for you, you don't have a solid foundation. Your relationship ain't gonna last. Look at the state of relationships nowadays. So, but we as a people, meaning Black people, we are an accursed people. And we are an accursed people because God himself cursed us. And why did God curse us? Because we went a-whoring after other gods. And Valentine's Day just so happens to be one of those gods or deities that fall in this category. For those of you who do not know, and I'm not talking about how this day was changed from its original intent. Because you see, once you put in place a particular ritual for a particular deity or god, that spirit looms over that day and over that region. Okay? So, the particular deity or god was celebrated by the Romans, or was honored by the Romans. And if I'm not mistaken, this deity's or god's name was Lucapula. It's in my head. I believe it's Lucapula. I might be pronouncing it wrong. But this particular god was a fertility god. Now, on this particular day, these Romans celebrated from the 13th through the 15th of the month. And this festival, or during this festival, they sacrificed dogs. And it might have been some other animals too. And they beat women also. Now, in beating these women, this supposed to help them, with their fertility. Okay, because this deity was, they sacrificed the dogs or whatever the animals is to this particular god. and they beat the women, and it's supposed to help the woman become fertile or whatever the case is. So again, I say it does not matter the fact that, or it doesn't matter the fact that this holiday was changed by one of those popes. I forget who it was. And later on, Shakespeare, he had his little spiel, his little 2 cents he put in it to try to make it a day of romance. No. The origin of it all, the spirit behind this day, it still resides. And I'm not focused on any other group of people. I'm focused on my people, God's people. Okay? Because we are the ones that's in a jacked up state. We are the ones that forsook our God. And because we forsook our God, we are in the state that we're in. No matter what we do, we can't seem to make it to the top. You got all nations are against us. We're hated by a lot of people. A lot of people. Okay? And that's because that's the way God said it was going to be. Read the book of Deuteronomy. It tells you all of this. The blessings and the curses. But now we're going to focus on the curses because that's where we are as a people. So, you guys going out here, dang near depleting your bank account because you are trying to appease your partner. Not realizing that you're honoring, unaware, a pagan god. And because you're honoring this pagan god, God's wrath will continue to be upon you. I don't care how you go about celebrating it, if you're actually celebrating it, or if you're making things to, for people to purchase, you're still partaking in this paganism. Doesn't matter how you slice it. So that's more like a warning. And then to give you a little background, because a lot of our people, celebrate these holidays, these festivals, and not realize the origin of it all and what you're really partaking in. Matters not, they changed it. That the original intent, that spirit that they basically dedicated this day to, is still very much so, present. Think about that for a minute. All right, so I'm going to get myself situated here. I got to cook dinner. Well, actually, my daughter, she's going to cook dinner today. And in the meantime, guys, peace, love, and blessings. Mwah.